Hello, and welcome to Missouri State University's Masters of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics program and our 9-month Dietetic Internship program's virtual open house. My name is Dr. Hillary Roberts, and I'm going to take you through the highlights of these in about a half hour. If this piques your interest in either of these programs, feel free to contact me for a Zoom meeting if you'd like, or we can meet in person to chat more. So a little about Missouri State. We are located in Springfield, Missouri. It's a vibrant campus with over 20,000 students. We recently had a remodel in the Campeter building where Nutrition and Dietetics is housed, with great study areas as well. This is a picture of just looking a view of over part of campus and the fountains. In this photo, you have the Foster Rec Center on the right. As full-time graduate students paying student service fees, you do have access to the rec center. We have a great pool there. I could attest to that. Also at the rec center, you will be completing some of your supervised practice rotations there. We also have the library with the fountains there at the top. You might not actually be in the library, but certainly accessing the library's databases for journal articles. Both of those photos there. This is a picture of the MSU Care Clinic. It is located in the O'Reilly Clinical Health Sciences building. We have a faculty member who is a preceptor for the program. She's also the clinical coordinator and does the scheduling. So she is at MSU Care a couple of days a week. So there's a week that you're on MSU campus, and during that time, you'll be spending some time with her, working with the patients, the clients who come in through MSU Care. And they're serving the uninsured, low-income adult patients. And with faculty over there, you'll be highlighting, practicing your motivational interviewing skills as well. So again, we're located in Springfield, Missouri. We have the two program options. The Masters of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics is a 2-year program. You will choose your emphasis in population health or health promotion. And then the second year, you're eligible for an assistantship position. So in the first year, anyone, whether you're in the 9-month DI, if you already have a graduate degree, you could choose our DI option, 9 months. Or if you don't have a graduate degree, you'd be in the Masters of Science program. All students, the first year, are completing the practicums together as a cohort. So you are in practicums a minimum of 32 hours a week. So we have 4-day weeks, and then 1 day is a study day, a catch-up day, a day to not get burned out, a day for some self-care, whatever you need. But those 32-hour weeks are front-loaded, so in the first year. So in the second year of the master's program, you're completing the rest of your didactic work. Majority of that is online or evening classes. So majority of students are working part-time or full-time, or they're working as an assistant. They get an assistantship here on campus. Take this year 2 students. One is a TA teaching some classes for us in our undergraduate program. And then the other GA is running social media on a grant that we received. We've also had students get assistantships with employee wellness as well. So if that is something, if you're wanting an assistantship position, we will do our due diligence to get that for you. You will do your due diligence as well, making contacts on campus. And then as I learn about positions, I always forward them out to students, and we try to get those together. Our concentration areas are rural health and public affairs. So this happens primarily in the first year, once again, because the dietetic internship, you're going to choose one of these concentration areas. And even if you're in the master's program, you're going to choose one of these concentration areas in year 1, because this drives your individualized practicum. So you have a 5-week individualized practicum in rural health or public affairs that you are going to create. With rural health, you're going to be in a rural community, probably surrounding Springfield, Missouri. In public affairs, think more of you're the face of our profession, the face of dietetics and nutrition. There's also a focus on public policy. So think public policy and media for the public affairs. This is a picture of our last group of students who either graduated from the internship last May, or many of them are in the master's and will be graduating from the master's program this May. Of these students, all that have attempted the RD exam have passed it first time. So we have a 100% first time pass rate with our current group. So looking at our mission statement, like many other programs, we're preparing competent registered dietitian, nutritionists, citizen scholars with expertise in public affairs or rural health who are going to meet the need of dietetic practitioners across the nation. So we are looking at creating leaders in the profession who are lifelong learners. We are trying to very much help you recognize your leadership skills and then grow in those throughout the program. This is a picture at Fancy several years ago when we had the opportunity to go. Our program goals, again, we want you to be competent for practice as entry-level dietitians, and then that you're going to demonstrate those lifelong learning skills, enhance the profession, demonstrate leadership in the field. So once again, we are very much so looking at building students up as leaders and helping them to recognize their strengths and capitalize on those strengths. You'll take a strengths assessment the summer before you start. You'll learn your top 5 strengths, and those are integrated throughout the 1 or 2 years in different capacities. And I think it's important to note that as a program, we are a very student-centered program, and we're trying to help you build your self-efficacy and build you up. Even when things aren't going well, we're not going to be punitive. We're going to meet and we're going to figure out an action plan on how to do better, how to overcome whatever is occurring in life that's holding you back. But we want all of our students, I know everyone wants their students to excel. I guess I would say that we're a very hands-on program, that there's a lot of support from faculty and preceptors, both. Our preceptors very much care about our students. We recently had a site visit, and some of our top strengths was the support of our faculty and preceptors. That was largely a very top strength. Another strength was our interprofessional education activities, and then also having assignments that were very applicable to the career. So I thought that was great. We're not about busy work. We are going to give you assignments that you'll more than likely be doing again in the future. So our values: leadership, communication, collaboration, and authenticity. So try to highlight these in your application in some way, shape, or form. We're also looking for these when we interview you. Okay, so we're going to be asking different questions about these items. When you think of leadership and how to showcase that in your application, that's going to be in different ways. You don't have to be president of your local dietetic association. There's many different ways that leadership comes out, and it can be through your current undergraduate program. It might be through extracurricular activities outside of the university. So again, think broadly with leadership. Communication, we're looking through communication through nonverbal and verbal communication, written. Collaboration, that you think of others, that you have more of an outward focus versus only an inward focus. We all have an inward focus. You are all trying to do your best to become a dietitian, but we want to help others up in that path to be the best dietitian you can be. So we do look at teamwork and collaboration. And then the last value is authenticity, bringing genuineness, being genuine and authentic to yourself. Bring the authenticity to the interview, have it in your personal philosophy statement, because otherwise we like to have fun, as witnessed in this photo here. All right, so as a program, we began in fall of 2012. Through consecutively over these past 11 years, we have a 98.4 first-year pass rate on the RD exam. Our recent graduates from last May have 100% first-time pass rate. So we do have lots of study materials for you in your final semester, getting you ready for the exam. And then also throughout past 10 plus years, all of our students have found employment within 12 months of graduating. Right. And this is just some pictures of our last day together with different classes. Program costs were a very affordable program. In looking strictly at tuition, the Dietetic Internship is 16 credit hours. So at $348 per credit hour for in-state, that's $55.68 for a non-Missouri resident. It's $694 a credit hour. Although if any of the classes are online, it is in-state tuition for online classes. So the non-Missouri resident cost here, I ran at $694 per credit hour, but those online classes are going to make that less. The master's program is a minimum of 39 credit hours. We have a non-thesis and thesis option. If you choose the thesis option, you're going to have more credit hours than 39, up to 42. But I ran these numbers at 39 credit hours. So again, quite affordable, under $15,000 for tuition, non-Missouri resident under $30,000. Also for non-residents, if your undergraduate GPA is 3.25 or higher, and you're from one of the states listed below under the Midwest Student Exchange Program, so take Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, and on down to Wisconsin, you do get a full waiver of out-of-state fees, like tuition and fees. So your cost would be for a Missouri resident if you're from one of those states and your undergraduate GPA is 3.25 or higher. For the Missouri Outreach Graduate Opportunity Scholarship, called the MOGO Scholarship, that is just for the master's students. And that gives you a 3/4, it's like a 3/4 difference between in and out of state tuition. It's going to save you around $2,200 a semester in the master's program. The Midwest Student Exchange is for those in the DI or the MS program. Then again, second year of the master's, if you were to attain an assistantship, that's going to pay for all of your tuition year 2, and you're going to get a stipend around just over $1,000 a month for those 9 months in that assistantship. Please visit our financial aid website for more information. There are other scholarships as well, including need-based scholarships. So again, we're affordable. I have our full list of tuition and fees on our website. And again, if you have any questions, please email me and we can meet or chat or go back and forth via email, whichever works for you. Our admission requirements, and these are in the order that we rank them on our end. We are completing an interview via Zoom, and that's for Missouri State and non-Missouri State students. So to try to keep it all the same and decrease bias, everyone is looking at a Zoom interview. Those are around 15 to 20 minutes. Personal statement, so your PPS, it needs to include your professional career goals and how this program is going to help you accomplish those goals. So again, we're looking at that connection of what do you see in our program that's going to help you with your future goals. And then please identify your strengths and areas of improvement in that statement. And you also want to be careful not to list declarative statements. So my strengths are responsibility and leadership, and then full stop. Instead, you want to then elaborate on how you see those, why you recognize those as your strengths. Provide some examples, bring your resume to life. We really want to see you in that statement, not just an elaborated resume. Work or volunteer experience is, and preferably in nutrition and dietetics we are looking for. It doesn't have to be in nutrition and dietetics. We're just looking for something more than just school. We only require 2 letters of recommendation. One does need to be from a dietetic nutrition academic reference, and then the other from a worker volunteer. And then GPA is at the very bottom. So we're looking at a cumulative GPA of 3.4 or higher over your last 60 hours of academic work. Any other admission criteria you can find on our website. Once you are admitted to the program, there's then requirements that you have to complete, such as ServSafe exam, vaccinations, liability insurance. But we do try to cover all those incidental costs on our end, like background check, drug test, those items. So how to apply is we do use DICAS. Be sure that you specify when you designate which program you're applying to, because we have a few designations in DICAS. We have our MSU MSND designation and our MSU DI designation. We also have a pre-select for Missouri State students. So for non-Missouri State students, be sure you're designating the right one, master's or DI. Again, for the DI, you have to have a graduate degree or be completing that graduate degree by this May or summer. And then we will be participating in the computer match process this year. There is no MSU application fee, and you do not apply to Missouri State Graduate College. We will admit you into the graduate college after a computer match is done, you accept the spot, then we'll get you in the graduate college. So you're just paying the DICAS fee and then D&D Digital. There's no fees at Missouri State. Once you're accepted to the program and you say, yes, I want to be a bear at Missouri State, you're going to pay a $500 placeholder fee that holds your spot. And then after the first, if you're here, then if you complete the first 2 weeks in August, that money is then refunded to your student account. Okay, so you will get that money back. Think of it as it's a deposit that then you get back. So additional items, important items. We're going to be accepting a minimum of 10, maximum of 12 students in the spring match. And then the first year, the practicums follow the academic year, but not the calendar. So take Labor Day. If your preceptor is at the hospital on Labor Day, you're going to be working on Labor Day. But your preceptor has the day off, then you'd have the day off. But these are our mandatory breaks that we have in our practicum calendar. So Thanksgiving holiday is a full week. Holiday break between December and January is approximately 2 weeks, and then a week off for spring break. Our calendar for this academic year is highlighted on our website with specific dates. You kind of see what that looks like. Also for year one, so orientation begins in mid-August. It's 2 weeks. Then to get you ready for MNT1, we're getting you prepared. Then we dive into MNT1 at a rural hospital for 6 weeks. The practicums all listed here are 6 weeks, but again, 32 hours a week, not 40. Population health nutrition is 6 weeks at 32 hours. Food service, 5 weeks at 32 hours. Then you get holiday break. After winter break, we come back. Intersession is 1 week on campus, getting you ready primarily for MNT2. Then MNT2 is 8 weeks, and that is a 40-hour week. And then your individualized area of concentration, also known as the practicum in area of concentration, which we call PAC, is 5 weeks and 40 hours a week. You will develop that with our assistants in the fall semester, focusing on rural health and public affairs. And then capstone week is your final week in May of year one, where we come together, give presentations, a little bit of studying for the exam. Those in the DI would have a full study for the exam. Those in the master's have another year. So we're going to study for the exam a year later, much more. All right, so diving into the master's, it's a combined master's dietetic internship, minimum of 39 credit hours. You have 2 tracks, population health, so think public health, and health promotion, think health promotion, think of program planning. Sorry, I had a moment there. Everyone will take core courses. Most everyone does the 27 credit hours. Majority of students do the non-thesis. Okay, so it's 27 credit hours. 13 of the credit hours is the practicums and the DI. Food service practicum, MNT practicum, community nutrition practicum. Okay, then everyone's going to take 4 1 credit hour advanced DTN classes that you're going to take most of those in the first fall semester with the practicum. So while you're in MNT1 practicum, you're taking advanced MNT at the same time, a didactic class. Those didactic classes are either online or they meet on Monday evenings. And then the other 1 credit hour is an advanced counseling class. Everyone's going to take in the master's program a leadership course, research methods and statistics, and the non-thesis. So those are core classes that everyone will take. Then clinical epidemiology, health behavior, principles and skills of public health administration, and then your health services organization. So you would take those classes in population health track. We collaborate with the public health program for this track. And then the other track is the health promotion. So everyone takes programming approaches in wellness and health promotion, a health promotion planning class, and then you get to choose from 2 of the following 4 classes. So those are considered electives, and you choose 2 of those towards health promotion. And we collaborate with the health promotion program for this track. Right. So the dietetic internship, for those of you that have graduate degrees or will soon, the internship is 16 credit hours. Again, 13 credit hours of those are practicums. You're going to take 3 1 credit hour online classes during the first semester of the program. Those in the master's will as well. So advanced MNT, advanced population health nutrition, and advanced food service management. There's not many quizzes and exams in our master's classes. It's primarily case studies, group discussion, presentation, a lot of writing, reading and writing, thinking, talking. We also have an education abroad opportunity for both of our programs. So this could be your individualized rotation. If you wanted to travel abroad, this could count as DTN 744, your practicum and area of concentration. We have collaborated with International Studies Abroad, ISA, and students can complete supervised practice hours in Australia, Japan, New Zealand, Spain. There's a list of several countries. This is in our handbook, and it is 8 weeks long. And this would be the summer between year 1 and year 2. So we had a student go to New Zealand, there on the left, and another student go to Barcelona in Spain last summer. Over there. So again, in our practicum and merit concentration, these are the competencies for rural health and public affairs to give you an idea of the objectives for those 2 rotations. So in rural health, you're looking at developing awareness of the needs for rural healthcare professionals, as well as for the rural communities, what those needs are. Public affairs, again, you're more the face of dietetics, looking at policy and media. We've now implemented grant writing within both of these, so you'll be working on grant writing for both. And this is a 5-week practicum. It used to be 6 weeks, but we decreased it to 5 with the recent decrease in supervised practice hours for MSND. And that was a person doing it with employee wellness, with Bass Pro Shops, and then retail dietetics. So again, this is something that you get to choose. You're going to design this rotation, and we will help you get connected with dietitians in the local area. At times, students have completed PAC projects at home, and if they're not from Missouri, they might go back home and do this. So it's a very flexible rotation. So recently we had someone do a sports nutrition and seed library. So they created a seed library here on campus where people can donate seeds for gardening, as well as you can go and pick up seeds for gardening. And we've done several container gardening workshops with that. With WIC and Head Start are very popular, as well as providing diabetes education programming at school districts and clinics. So the sky's the limit with your PAC rotation. Dream it, and we can help you to try to make that happen for these rotations. Here's some examples of public affairs. So Prime Trucking with employee wellness through Prime Trucking. Least of these is a food pantry. Hy-Vee grocery store here in Springfield. So looking at retail, the public school system, working with preceptors there. We have several preceptors who work within the public school system in Springfield and the surrounding area. A lot of counseling with students, faculty, and staff. That's been done through different departments on campus, as well as at the rec center, provided counseling. So within these PAC projects, you are looking for what are some needs in our community and how are we going to fulfill those needs. So the mission of Missouri State University, we have a public affairs mission. It has a focus in community engagement, cultural competency, and ethical leadership. So we very much are attached to that community engagement part of public affairs and looking for needs of the community and how can our program and students help to fill those needs. So you're looking for those within the first semester of the program, and then you're going to help try to fill the gap, help fill that need in the spring semester. All right, and this just gives you an idea of how the practicums are. So you're at a rural hospital in the fall, first semester. You're at lots of different community sites, food service. Spring semester is all MNT2 at a regional, metabolic support, individualized area concentration. We have a sim lab on campus. There's an optional pediatric workshop at Children's Mercy in Kansas City you can attend. And then when we go to Fincy or Moant here in Missouri. All right, here's some just different examples of our sites. You can find more in our handbook. So take a look through our handbook. It has a lot of great information as well. There is driving in the program. So there's several sites in Joplin that we use with great sites, great preceptors. So some students are driving back and forth to Joplin. We try to spread out the driving. Majority of all students live in Springfield unless they're from Branson or from Joplin. They're going to be living there. Right. Then other sites, we have ARCO the Ozarks. They help adults with intellectual developmental disabilities. So they're located in Joplin. We have Ozarks Food Harvest, a food bank here in town, and Cross Lines of Food Pantry. Also work with Convoy of Hope here in town. So this is just a list of some sites. So our community sites are at a different place every single week. So another strength of our program is the diversity of sites that you're getting to go to, the diversity of different types of preceptors. So we're a very relationship-centered program, because and that's why communication is also important, because you have to build relationships with a lot of people in a short amount of time. But it also exposes you to all the great areas of nutrition and dietetics. So MSU athletics, you get to work with a dietitian here who works with the MSU athletes. You have employee wellness, seafood nutrition. She's a communications media manager. So you get to work with her. So just a lot of different sites. All right, and food service, you get to see large food service production and then a small food service production. And so some are in hospitals, some are on MSU campus working with our food service vendor here. And here is my contact information. So hroberts@missouristate.edu if you have further questions about our program or just want a quick Zoom talk to learn more. These are my daughters here walking a nature center here in town. There's lots of trails in the area, great hiking. So I'll put this on there to help. This is helping you navigate your path, find your path in dietetics. So as you're navigating that and you have questions, reach out to me. You also have our websites. Thank you very much.